Good morning, well, it's good afternoon. um, I Today's a gift. Oh boy, is it a gift! Thank you. July 18th, 2022, Monday. I'm gonna try my best not to cry. Joy rises in my heart until I burst out in songs of praise to Him. Psalm 28, verse 7. Come here, baby. You need to come sit with Mom. Might as well read this too before I proceed with what I started to type, and then I decided a video was more effective. 199 noise and 365 gifts. Did you thank Him for waking you up today? Not everybody got that luxury. Noise. Make a joyful noise to the Lord, all the earth. Break forth into joyous song and sing praises. Goes with that one too, doesn't it? Psalm 98:4, and that was 28:7. Sometimes it drives you crazy. All that noise from the kids, the neighbors, the music playing overhead in restaurants. There's a never-ending soundtrack, especially when someone turns on the TV while you're trying to have a quiet discussion, or the kids start squabbling when you have a headache. Where would you be without that soundtrack, though? It's a part of you, and it's a gift. Instead of allowing the noise to frustrate you, pause for a moment and drink it in. It's a sign that all is right in your world. Those squabbles, that music, that blaring TV. These are indicators that the people in your world are close by, and you wouldn't change that for anything in the world, no matter how noisy. True, it's just like me opening the window. Um, Sometimes I can handle it, sometimes I can't. And I keep it closed right now because I can feel the heat coming in. If I don't feel any movement, then I'll open the window. When I feel movement, I close it to save on electricity. Because I've designed fans in the room so that it circulates it rather than that running all day like it was. Father, thank you for reminding me that the noise can be a good thing. It's a lovely reminder that those I love are hovering close, and they are. Today I thank you for that noise because it's a reflection of the people I adore. Amen. Hannah Grace is a star here. Everybody loves her. And she's going to be in good hands when he calls me home. I know this. And I'm getting worse. I'm not getting better. Today was reality on the largest scale I've ever seen in my life. I barely made it down there. And I had to sit for a very long time in the lobby of the front of the resort. And maybe you take 12 steps to get to the area where you could sit and have breakfast or whatever. And I had to sit down. I barely made it there. I had to call for help. Um, and in the midst of that, before, you know, I met a gal from Canada. She's here with her daughter. She actually owns 10 snakes. She's always adored them, and there's a certain kind that she likes. And she is definitely a Christian, even though she has snakes. I was like, ooh, Wow. And then I looked at her snake on her leg, and it wasn't demonic at all. It was nothing. It was very, it was her snake, one of her favorites, I guess. I think they all are. But the one curls up right beside her. She's got scripture, and she got out of bed. She didn't want to sleep in when her mom sent her a picture of Hannah Grace. She got down to the office, and she had to love on Hannah Grace. And Hannah gave her a huge bear hug. It was exactly what they both needed. She needed it, and her daughter needed it because they missed their dog back home. And that's the one thing about this resort is the people that don't travel with their pets have her to fall back on. And that it's amazing, especially because a lot of them take long, long trips. So they're without their beloved pets and they miss them. So she helps fill the void while they're gone, and that's great. Um, so there are blessings across the board. So before I asked Chris to get me help so I could get back to the room, and I don't even have the strength to cook the breakfast yet, because I've been like shaken, and I took that my remedy for Moderna to come out of my body one this morning. So I knew when I woke up from it, when I took it on camera, whatever time that was, and then uploaded it. So I knew when I woke up, I was going to be dealing with a whole nother realm of I don't knows. And I've been lightheaded now for a couple of weeks. And it's not just squatting down. I can just be walking and all of a sudden I'm lightheaded. So when he got me back, when Pedro got the two of us back here, I went to walk up the stairs and I had to sit down. I physically could not walk any further. If I would have attempted to walk any further, I know I would have been passed out on the ground. I know this because that's how I used to be when I saw blood. When I saw the sight of blood, if I didn't lay down, I was going to be on the ground. Well, I'm not like that with blood anymore. I'm way past that. This is just me physically trying to walk. Something that we all take for granted. And shame on us for that. What a gift. What a gift to be able to get up and walk around. And I use mine to the fullest. Trust me. I have lived a full life in the 56 years I've been here. 56 plus. Since my birthday is November 1. It would be 57. I don't foresee that happening. I'm staying as positive as I can, but I'm also being realistic. Looking outside the box, looking at it as a professional, looking at myself as a patient, taking the emotion out of it, or at least trying my hardest to do so. And when you witness what I've witnessed and get in the hot tub is bringing my temperature up to a normal level, but I can't live in the hot tub. Because it's slowly, my temperature's already going back down from me getting in the hot tub last night. It brought it up 6 degrees from 91 point, I think it was 91.9 to 97.8. So, like 5.9 degrees, but anyway, or was it 5? I don't know. I don't even want to do math right now. My whole body is shaking. I can feel the tingling in my fingers through my body. I mean, it's unreal what I can feel in my own body. When I drink something, I literally can feel it go all the way down my throat until it hits my stomach. Um, when you're in tune with your body, you know what's going on with it and when it's not performing up to its potential. And everybody knows my potential. So before I asked Chris to get somebody to bring me back, he said, we have to talk about your bill. And I've already made them the beneficiary of my practice. I've already, for future earnings. Um, and for whatever else I have or any money that could potentially be made in the future by the selling of my artwork or whatever. Or whatever else transpires from my road to justice to change this world that I've been trying to do for the last 2 years. I've been sick because I certainly couldn't do this working in man's world full time. How could anyone? You can't. You're trying to make ends meet every day. I understand that. So I'm willing to go to bat. And I have been. And I'm fearless. I'm not afraid of anyone. They're afraid of me, left and right. So he said, we need to talk about your bill. Even though the checks will come here, I haven't gotten one in a while. He's supposed to send them every 2 weeks. So I'm guessing maybe he didn't get a payment. I'm not sure. So my last asset is my Jeep, so I'm going to have to sell that. I haven't been driving anyway. Today is day 53 that I've been down. This is the longest I've been down, and I'm not seeing a change in it. Every day I'm getting worse. I'm not getting better. And if removing the poisons from my body isn't healing my body, the only one that's going to heal it is him. And remember, I'm on his timetable now because I gave up my life on October 15th of 2019. Even though prescribed mind-altering drugs for depression, it wasn't for PTSD because I was never diagnosed with that till I went to the nut house. They made me do it, but that's how I roll. I was done. Despite those drugs, I was finally at the limit. I couldn't take anything else. I'm in a whole different place now. I'm not in a dark spot at all. I'm shining my light so bright that this entire resort has embraced me with love. Their loving open arms, including my girls. So when he talked about the bill, and it's pretty sizable, that shows me the love they have for me. And he said, Natalie, we love you, but we have to talk about this bill. He said, it's not coming from me. It's not coming from us. It's coming from corporate. Of course it is. So, if you feel compelled to help me, please do what you can. And call Banana Bay Resort and help with my bill as I'm figuring out how I'm going to sell a Jeep when I'm physically not doing well. I'm going to have to see if somebody else can clean it out. I just wish I could just hand them the keys. This is the value of it. You guys can decide what you want to do with it. I mean, I've already said it's all theirs anyway. I've never had such a group of people, including the guests, reciprocate a love, an unconditional love, to this magnitude in my entire life. Now, granted, I have a tribe, and I've had several love friends along the way, and continue to. And they've been beyond generous. And I know this is a lot for me to ask because what else am I to do? This is day 53. Chest pain, head pain. I'm weak. I'm shaking. I was nauseated. Now the head pain and the nausea, with me reading my Bible earlier, helped diminish it so I could go back to sleep and sleep for a few hours. I've barely had any sleep in the last several days. I think last night I slept a total maybe 4 hours, and that was about 2 hours and 2 hours. It's about what I'm figuring out. I'm managing to keep my blood pressure down, but it's starting to elevate. So judging from the level of the chest pain that I'm having right now, I gotta guess it's starting to climb again. So Heather, thank you for that gift. Since my blood pressure cuff stopped working, I figured God didn't want me to know anymore what my blood pressure was, because I can feel it. I know when it's high. I know when it's low. I don't need to look at a number. So if you're willing to invest in me and my cause of trying to change this world in my own little way by going right straight to the heart, the phone number here at the Banana Bay Resort is 305-743-3500. I truly have no idea how long I have left on this earth, but I'm telling you, I'm going to keep fighting and using my beloved voice until the bitter end. I will not stop until I get justice or until he calls me home. Hannah and I eat whatever they provide us. That's it, unless somebody else shares. That's all I need. I've been eating very small amounts anyway. I mean, if I went out to eat, I would eat that for 4 or 5 days because the portions are so big. I've completely lost interest in eating anyway, so I'm just eating enough to keep myself afloat. So for me, I eat a half a banana with a tablespoon of the pepita seeds and a tablespoon of peanut butter. And then when I make her breakfast, which I give her the eggs with the bagel and stuff, I eat a couple bites of it, and that's enough for my body. I don't need any more than that. Your body only needs a little bit of fuel to run. It doesn't need these piles of slopping, supersized food. No wonder obesity is a problem in this world. You don't need it. You don't need it. No one does. So, there were some other things that I was going to say, but I'll keep those for another time. But I've always been a straight shooter. By you calling, the resort, and just helping out, whatever you can, that'd be great. And if you can, and all you can do is say a prayer, then please do that as well. At this point, prayer is all I've got left. Just saying. Because I'm running out of options. And when you trust people in your life to help you, and then they deceive you and leave you for dead, Well, that just added more fuel to my wrath and his for justice. It's not okay for people to treat other humans this way and to continue to treat that and be cheered on like 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 you're at a bullfight. I take the bull by the horns and I shoot him straight through the heart. And when they can't look me in the eyes, they run for fear. My Moderna video is going to be all over the world. That little girl in the pool the other day talking to me about TikTok and all the Christian stuff. I just saw something about TikTok and the darkness that was attached to it. And I was like, well, I'm about to lighten it up. Let me post my video about Moderna and let's see what happens. And before I did the TikTok, I saw that Trump all of a sudden, or his entourage, decided to use mine in his feed or wherever. I mean, I opened up Trump and there's my thing. I was like, wow, he heard me. That's a miracle. I've been trying to reach that man for a long time, and he finally listened. So I had to screenshot that feather in my cap because I've sent him my next day earning things. Huge writings. I don't know if he ever read them. Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't. It's just amazing when you really look at the world for the way it is and what it's become. I mean, it wasn't perfect back in the 80s, but it certainly wasn't like this. And Trump may have made you guys a lot of money. But look what's happening to all that earthly wealth and treasures. For what? To collect dust? To have security so people don't come in and steal? Read your Bibles. It's in there. Earthly treasures. So that's why today, my Grandma June's ring that I took off, that's got some loose diamonds in it. First, I put it on top of the cross. And it didn't sit very well that way. So I was like, well, Grandma, I've got to have it put down further. And if anybody remembers me wearing this, it was always on my pinky fingers. It's on my ring finger now. That tells you how much weight I've lost. So I decided to put it back on to keep Grandma close to my heart. And if the diamonds are supposed to fall out, then they're supposed to fall out, and they're supposed to be somebody else's treasure. I've already decided that. So I'm going to wear it until the bitter end. I'm not taking it off anymore. I've frankly been lost without it. Even though it's been in my purse every day, I've been lost without it. So, I keep getting out of breath. So I'm going to bite the bullet today and call hospice. Because I think I need a baseline right now. As bad as I am today. I need to get some insight from them. You know, normally a doctor calls in hospice. I'm going to call it myself. I don't have a choice at this point. If I can't walk across the room and I can feel all the pressure on my body, it's not looking so good for me. Like I said, I have to be realistic. I'm not stupid. But you can bet your bottom dollar between those poison vaccines and the poison that my mother, that's what's doing this to my body. He's keeping me afloat. I couldn't believe, well, I shouldn't say I couldn't believe. Nothing surprises me with him. When I stopped recording that video on Moderna last night and decided to read my Bible, I felt like a teenager again because I had my flashlight like I did when I was a kid. And I was reading it in the dark because I wanted to look at God's beauty on my wall. That's amazing. It looks like daylight in here at night. So I'm sleeping the opposite way, facing the wall, when I like to face the window because of this beautiful reflection. That's amazing. So I had my flashlight and I was leaning. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is like deja vu when I was a kid reading my Bible in bed with the covers over my head. And then Luke Lytel is in town and takes a picture of the corner of Kenyon but facing my house. You don't think that was for me? I know he didn't take it for me. He tagged Ronnie Long. I don't know if he even remembered that was my house. But to look at it from a house of hell to a house that now I look at and I've healed from is huge accomplishment. And to think that I didn't qualify for disability in the state of Florida is beyond criminal. Just saying. Like I said, what do I have to do to qualify? Today is day 53 and I can barely take care of myself. I can barely walk. You keep your little script. Oh, did you meet this? And a lot of my clients that did qualify for disability ended up having to get an attorney to help them. See how the system works? Everybody's got to pat everybody on the back. So I will put the phone number down for this resort. If you at all feel compelled in helping, I am beyond thankful and grateful for this resort and their staff. They have treated me and welcomed me like family. It's truly the greatest gift you could ever give me. And last night, for me to get in the pool, and there were some few people, and then they left, and it was just me and Hannah. It was just like being back at the Coca Cabana that I left. And I had it all to myself. I kept going between the hot tub and the pool. And then Ed came. He always comes and says, okay, I'm locking up. You got a little bit of time till I get everything locked up. So what a great guy. So please say some prayers for me and Hannah. I am so thankful that I have her. And what's crazy is these tears I can't feel in my heart anymore. They're no longer affecting it. That's God's grace. That's His beloved glory. And that's His love for each and every one of us. So today, on your bonus day, you hug your loved ones a little bit tighter and kiss them a little bit longer, because your life can change just like mine. Just like that. My life changed February of 2020 when those blood clots entered my brain. And I've been fighting back ever since. And I'm still fighting, even though I physically cannot walk very far without being winded and without being lightheaded. And the lightheadedness is getting worse. The episodes are lasting longer every time I have one. I've got a lot of love waiting for me there, even though I have a lot of love here. That's why it's going to be hard to leave this earth just a little bit, because I'm going to miss everyone. But reality is reality. And if you can't see what I see, take off your blinders. Because what I'm living with is not a fairy tale. It's real. It's real. So, sorry I was so emotional, but you have to get it out. And that's the biggest thing that I can tell so many people that have depression and that. Slay those demons out of your life once and for all. Stop using man's world as a crutch. You want to be depressed the rest of your life, then that's your choice. I didn't. I was like, you just gave me two labels. Screw that. Depression and PTSD? No. I'm going to get rid of that in my life. I'm not going to be depressed. I'm not going to let that take over my life and control me. I control my body. With Him holding His hand. With obedience. So, thank you for listening. Thank you for your continued prayers. Love to all, bunches and bunches.